Good day, welcome to this class. If this is your first time on this channel, please click on the red subscription button to subscribe to this YouTube channel so that when I drop more educative content, you will get notified. So in this class, we continue our video lecture on overhead. And I promised in my last class that I'm going to be teaching us in our next class that how to apportion service department costs to other department costs. Because I told you that the major department we reckon with in an organization is the production department. So we want to apportion the service department, the cost of the service department to other production department, because the service department, of course, render the service to the production department. There are different methods we use, but there are major two that you always see it in professional exams. In fact, in any exam self, and I will majorly dwell on those tools for this video. And I think in my next class, I will dwell on others. So we have the elimination method, which feel like is the easiest. We have the repeated distribution method. Let's start with that. Repeated distribution method on how to distribution on how to apportion the cost of the service department to other departments. We have the distribution. We have the elimination method. We have the matrices method. We have this simultaneous equation method. Yes, simultaneous equation method. I think we have algebraic method also. Algebraic method. So, but the major two that you always see in any professional exams, in any standard exams, is either the repeated distribution method or the elimination method. And that is what I will really majorly dwell in this class. And I will abandon this and leave it to my next video. Then I'll talk about them. So for this class, we'll take a question and we dwell on these two. How can we solve questions? How can we apportion the service cost department to other operation departments using the repeated distribution and using the elimination method? Thank you. Let's take a question together. In this question, we have AST Nigeria Limited has three production departments A, B, and C, and two service departments X and Y. Department A were being given their total. Their after the cost have been apportioned, their total. Department A is $8,200. Department B is $800. Department C is $650. Department X, which is service department X, is $240, and service department Y is $150. So we're being told that an analysis of the services provided by each service department shows the following percentage of total spent for the benefit of each department. So service department X and Y and the production of service department. So we have X renders 30% of the service to A, 30% of the service to B, 20% of the service to C, and 20% of the service to Y. Service department Y renders 50% of the service to A, 10% of the service to B, 30% of the service to C, and 10% of the service to X. Now, we've been told that required show the apportionment of the production service department cost to production department using repeated distribution method. Now, there's something I need to say before we even solve this question, and that thing is that we can have 2, 3, 4, 5 service departments in an organization, but let's assume we have two, and it is possible that those two render service to each other. Let's say, for example, now service department X renders spa service or they render massage service. Now, service department X, service department Y renders, let's say, service of cleaning production materials. Yes, production materials. And you will agree with me that even those in Y service department, don't forget that the two are service department. But department X, service department X can also render service to department Y, right? Because of course, those in Y might need massage and all of that and go to service department X. In fact, those in Y might help service department X to clean their spa service equipment. So it is possible for service department X to render service to Y and service department Y to render service to X and to render to other production departments. But in this case, you see that service department X render service to production department and also service department Y. And service department Y render to all departments including service department X. So how do we treat this? Using the repeated distribution method and using the elimination method. That's what we are going to look at in this question. Let's tabulate our board, and let's solve. Looking at these are the production department, the service department, overhead and basis of apportionment. So we have been told that the costs have already been apportioned. All we have to do is to apportion the service department cost to the production department cost. Now, so we have department A, we have the overhead for department totals for department A. So totals for department A, we have $1,200, B $800, C $650. These are the production department. And service department X, we have $240. For Y, $150. If we add everything together, we get the total. That gives us 3,040 naira, or $40 rather. Now we want to apportion this service department X and Y to these three production departments using the basis that we're being told, using repeated distribution method. Now let's start with service department X, because we were told in the question that yes, service department X starts the basis, right, which is 30 to 30 to 20 to 20. Now we go reapportionment. So reapportionment. So for department service department X, it will be 30 ratio, because it's 30 ratio 30 ratio 20 ratio 20. So we know very very well that this 30 is for department A, 30 is for department B, 20 is for department C, 20 is for department Y, because we are apportioning department X. Now, if you are doing reapportionment, I want you to know that it will not affect the total, because it's just like you are robbing Peter to feed Paul. You are removing from this to add to this the same amount, so it will not affect the total. The total will still be there. So let's go. We have, so 30 plus 30 is 60, plus 20 is 80, plus 20, making it 100. So we come and we say for department A, apportioning 240. So department A, we have, which is 30% times 240. So for department B, we have 30% times 240. For department C, we have 20% times 240. For department Y, service department Y, we have 20% as well, 20% times 240. So if you press that in calculator, let's see what it will give us. This will give you 72. 30% of this will also give you 72. Now 20%, 240, that will give you 48. And for department Y, because you are not apportioning this 240, for department Y, 20% will also give you 48. So making the totals to still be 340, 3,040. You can write it and you can strike it out. Still same. So now we have reapportioned department Y cost to every other department, including service department Y. So what we have to do now is to reapportion department Y cost again, because we've been told that department Y we have to reapportion into other department as well. So reapportionment. So what is the basis for reapportioning for department Y? Basis for reapportioning for department Y is 50 to 10 to 30 to 10 to 30 and to 10. So we want to reapportion. Now, if you are reapportioning service department Y, we are not just apportioning 150, because we know that another amount has been added to it. So service department Y total that we want to reapportion will now be 150 plus 48. That will be 198. 198. So that's the new total for department Y that we want to reapportion. So let's go. Reapportioning that, we have now department A is 50, department B is 10, department C is 10, 30, and department X is 10. Now, because we are reapportioning the service department Y, so we have, let's go from A, 50 divided by 100 times, what's the total? 198. For department B, which is 10, 10 divided by 100 times 198. Department C, which is 30 divided by 100 times 198. And department X, which is 10 as well, 10 divided by 100 times 198. So we have 50 divided by 100 times 198. That gives us 99. That gives us 99. 99. Now 10 divided by 100, 198, 19.8. 19.8. So 30 divided by 100 times 198. 30 divided by 100 times 198. That gives us 59.4. And for service department X, we have 10 divided by 100. That gives us 19.8. And for service department Y, because we have reapportioned the total, which is 198, 198, so it cancels. Then we come here to have dash. Now, this the service department X is having value again. So you continue reapportioning, reapportioning, reapportioning till you are left with nothing. That's how you continue doing it. You continue reapportioning, reapportioning, so you are left with nothing. So now we go again, reapportionment. So for department, because we want to reapportion this department X, which is 19.8. So reapportion this 19.x, we have to use the basis of reapportionment for department X, which is 30 to 30 to 20 to 20. So reapportioning 19.8. So let's go. Department A will take 30, department B 30, department C 20, and department Y 20. So let's go. 30 divided by 100 times 19.8, then 30 divided by 100 as well times 19.8, then 20 divided by 100 times 19.8, and also 20 divided by 100 times 19.8. So let's go. 30 divided by 100 times 19.8. That gives us 5.94. So we have here 5.94. This will also give us 5.94, and 20 divided by 100 times 19.8, 3.96. This gives us 3.96. Now this one 19.8 has been reapportioned, and this one also gives us 3.96. So now we have reapportioned the total value of x. We have total value of y to be 3.96. We have to reapportion this y again using this basis of y. So that's how we will continue till we get to the end, till we reapportion everything to near zero or zero. If you complete that, if you add everything together, this is what you finally be having. So from here that we stop, you can try it on your own and try solve it completely using the same method you've been doing. Just continue repeating it. You will have next this value, you have next this value. Now if you look at the value of my x and y, the last value is 0.00792. So near zero, almost zero. So if you have not gotten to this almost zero or near zero, you will continue reapportioning till you are there. So in the end, we have our total for department A should be 1379.08, for department B to be 898.26, and for department C 762.65. So now we are going to be learning how to use the elimination method to solve. Like I said earlier, elimination method is way more simpler and way more direct than the repeated basis, but they can ask you to use anyone in case of exam. So now, how do we go about it? We have the total here. We want to apportion just the way I've said it the other time. So we're starting with department X. So department X, we have it to be 30 ratio 30 ratio 20 ratio 20, and we've done this the other time. If you calculate this, we have 78, 78. I think this is 42, 42. Okay, 42 rather, if I'm not wrong. Let's confirm. If you reapportion it the way we did, we have 72, 72, 48, and 48, and this is gone, so leaving the total to be nothing. So now we've reapportioned department X. Now we need to pay close attention to reapportioning department service department Y. Now the basis for reapportioning service department Y is 50 ratio 10 ratio 30 ratio 10. And now don't forget that this 50 is for department A, 10 is for department B, 30 is for department C, and 10 is for department X. Yeah, because we are reapportioning service department Y, so 10 is for X. Now the question is, or the thing is, because we've this is elimination method, and we've already cancelled out, we've striking out department X. Why? Because we've shared the total of department X, which is 240. So this basis of reapportioning for department X will be cancelled, will be struck out, we will ignore it. So we will ignore this one, we focus on these three alone. So now 50 plus 10 plus 30 is 90. So the basis of apportioning department A for total of, don't forget that department Y, the total is 150 plus 48, right? Total is 198 now. Now, so how are we going to reapportion this? For department A, it will be 50 divided by the total, because we've striked out 10, 90 times 198. For department B, will be 10 divided by 90 times 158. For department C, will be 30 divided by 90 times 150, 198 rather, 198. 50 divided by 90 times 198, that will give us 110. So basis of for sharing for Y, which is 50 ratio 10 ratio 30 ratio 10. So for department A, we get 110. So 10 divided by 90 times 198, that gives us 22. 22. Now, and for department C, which is 30 divided by 90 times 198, that gives us 66. 66. So this we have nothing, this we have nothing, and this also dash. So what do we have to do next? We add up and we total all our workings. So we total all our workings. For department A, we have 1, 2 plus 72 plus 110, which will give us 1382. 1382. So for department B, we have 800 plus 72 plus 22. That gives us 894. 894. And for department C, we have 650 plus 48 plus 66. That gives us 764. And for the service department X, we have nothing, because it has been reapportioned. Service department Y, we also have nothing. And this will be our final answer. So as you can see, the elimination method is actually very straightforward, and just eliminate the last one for the service department and you apportion for the rest. As simple as that. So this has bring us to the end of overhead apportionment, and in our next video we'll look at some other aspects. And if you have any video requests, please kindly drop it in the comment section so that we can see it and attend to it. See you in my next video class. Say bye for now.